I made a small video, but the internet doesn't want to work with me. Internet doesn't want to work with me. You can see the fucking Hollywood television there in the background. Yeah. Anyway, it's like this. Like I was saying, today was the stupidest movie ever. Like I was saying, today was the stupidest movie ever done. But that must be at the end of this game because he's desperate to win. Killing me will not win this game for them because no longer I am the game. You watching this, you listening to me right now through my head and watching all of this are the game. The lady gay, the lady that called me Israelite, the Bible, God, these fucking reptiles, whatever the fuck they are, they want one thing. These fucking reptiles, whatever the fuck they are, they want one thing to lie back at you. What do I mean? I mean exactly this. This is what monotomers I'm thinking, I'm checking out. They want you to continue believing that the world there was only God and the devil. They want to continue you to believing that God is a good thing. They want you to believe that there's nothing wrong happening in the world. They want you to continue to believe that there's such thing as end of the world prophecy. I'll tell you one thing: the world will get screwed up and it will repeat itself again. Not only me, but other people are getting to that conclusion as well. But I'll tell you one thing that you should be cautious of. There is no such thing as matrix. This is like a harvest. It's a harvest. 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 We get ripe and we get collected. If you check throughout history, what we're going through has happened countless times. Or to you to get what I'm telling you, you need to read the people's fact, not the prime ministers, not the superstars, facts of those times of people, the personal accounts of people, like the Vesuvius in Italy, like Rome after before its destruction, or after, the Egyptians under Israeli and etc. You read all those accounts, check out those things, and you check that our description of our times is their description their time. The thing is this: these niggas, they want you to continue to believe in their lies. Lies that have exposed of as being lies. And that's why they are trying to discredit me. So that you will get back at their titties, their breasts, sucking their lies. Trust me, they don't understand that I'm not giving you the breast. I gave you one thing, confirmation that what you are watching, looking, seeing, it is true. And that you are not the only one seeing it, and that you're not the only one passing through it. All I did say is this: yes, my brother, you are seeing it with your own eyes. It is true. And the more I did was to be courageous and expose them publicly as I did, even under their death threats and death treatments over me. They thought shaming somebody, raping somebody, humiliating somebody would silence a person like me. Fuck them. Fuck them, I know they're fucked up right now, humiliated and exposed once again. Because what Manoto Jose and my two brothers, Enyo and Jai, did were exposed today. Leisure is a spy for them and a sorcerer. Enyo is working for the Mendele, the white corporate government, and the Illuminati. Jai has a girlfriend that they gave him, that girlfriend, to witchcraft me. All their money, all their jobs was given by the Illuminati. Because you ask this question: if I'm this intelligent as I am, how come I don't have a job also? Emmanuel Thomas Jose is not the only one who can employ you in this fucking country. He's not God in this motherfucking country. And if he is God, all that I've been saying is true. God is our worst enemy. God is our worst enemy. But we can fight him and defeat him and kill him. Because he lives among us and we can kill him. Give him what he gave us. Fear not these motherfuckers, or you will lose your personal battle in our group battle. Those who sold themselves out like my brothers have no mercy on them. Because when you do, they'll get into you like they do to me. They come in, oh, brother. Then they'll stab you in the back. They will stab you. They are no longer to be considered Lydians or what you call human beings. Otherwise, the United Nations would have recognized the human rights of many people and aid them. But this was done left over to the Europeans, not the government, but the people. And that's why the Europeans are being assaulted. That's why the Europeans are being raped like I am, to break their minds and to make them subservient and subjugated. Not just European, Mayans and Incas in Mexico. That's why United States brought the mafia into Mexico, organized crime in Mexico. So much so that they even threatened the president of Mexico. And DAA, United States, the peaceful country is just there. But they go fight terrorism in Iraq and Syria. But they don't fight the shit in Mexico. You don't find that fucking funny. You don't find that really weird. That Mexico is burning is right there. They can get terrorists in the United States and you don't find that fucking funny. And those terrorists get M16s, M14s, shotguns. You don't find it funny that all the might of America is not checking who are the cartels in Mexico. Because the motherfucking United States of America is the cartel in Mexico. And you know why you don't know that? Because they have a saying, if you try and get to know what the fuck we're doing, we'll kill you. And that's why you're scared and you don't get to know what they're doing. It is CIA. There is no Matrix. There is no Matrix. And there is no motherfucking Matrix. You're not Israelite or Muslim or whatever the fuck they're gonna phone you to tell you are. All that they're trying to do is like when the black people in the olden past, like Malcolm X and Mandela and etc., when they were going too prominent and they couldn't just kill them without having a war that would destroy the system or weaken their control in the system, what they would do is offer them gifts and say, take this, like Eliane, and do not go forward with your attempts. Basically, they would give them a bargain. Do you understand that? A bargain. I don't know if you are listening to The Footballer's Wife. It's what? Look at my watch. It's 20 o'clock. It's 20 o'clock. And these grown men and women, or grown men, 22 of them, are playing soccer at this time of the night. You know what time did they left work? At 18 o'clock. So they're not tired. All the long driving under the traffic, they're not tired. But they can look at the death threats. Look at the death threats. I wish I was outside. We can actually go outside through the windows. Like Windows, Microsoft, trust me, that Microsoft is the motherfucking killer. You be careful with your data and with Microsoft. Look at how they fill up the cars here. Look how they fill up the cars here. Look at the expensive cars. Look at the expensive cars. Look at it. And this is where I live. Surrounded by this CIA in MK Ultra people. This place here, where they so-called play soccer, is a facade. This is where they come and check and molest me and taunt me. I'm not sure if you're listening to their shit. Because Google tends to clean out the audio. Google tends to clean out the audio. You know how I'm starting to sleep now? I'm a smart motherfucker. I'm using the Patriot Act to work for the people. Let's obliterate the Patriot Act. Let's test them. They got quantum computers, so they can handle it. But let's test when we're gonna see glitches on the quantum computer. When you go to sleep and they say nothing happens to you, nobody gets into your room. Check the time that you go to sleep. Mark it by the second, or the millisecond. And do this that I'm doing. Make a live video of it. It won't be stored in your phone or in your computer. It will be stored directly on the Patriot Act computers of Google. Do that. And you have bought yourself a cheap home surveillance. All you need is an Android phone. This is like the Japanese shit. Hide under the wing of your enemy. When that Japanese general, that the Toyotomi, not the Tokugawa, before the Tokugawa killed him, but you're not that guy, but you invented this strategy. You hide underneath your enemy's wing. Don't worry about the Tokugawa, because everybody already has betrayed you. So if you trust people, you're gonna get fucked up, especially your family members. The corporate government first buys your family to get to you, it's like to infer that you are mentally unstable or unfit, which translating to their word say you have psychological problems. That is what the corporate government does. First thing they do is to buy your family to help them build the case of mental instability against you. And when they cannot do that, you go into the case of other people, like these niggas are doing, where they will bully you physically. They don't do that to me because I beat the shit out of them and I'm willing to kill them. Now you're asking, why, if they're willing to kill them, they don't allow yourself to kill them, then go to jail? This simple. They made a personal beef with me, and I've been winning ever since. And they're so prideful that, I've been beating them, that they really want to get this over and done with. I'm like Saddam Hussein to this motherfucker. Motherfuckers. They really want to get back at me because we've just been beating them. Let's just put it this way. If I kill one of them, it's not just that I have beaten them. Think about it. All of you know me. All of you know my conduct. And every time they try this shit of my conduct against me, I expose them fully on the internet, on television, and on the streets. And all my works, like for example, I was checking out, why is this nigga always bothers me when I'm doing a public service or teaching people, like burning your leftover of your garden, burning your leftover of your gardening, and using it as fertilizer instead of buying fertilizers. That's why this nigga came here on the threatening level. Every time I discover something or I do something new and you people are watching and looking, this nigga comes and tries to psychologically castrate me or put me in psychological ward. So when I tell you I have invented a anti-radiation material made out of pineapple accidentally, but I knew what I did. Years later, when I started studying physics by myself, yes, I read books by myself, and I don't read as much because you listen to the thoughts in my ear. They actually steal thoughts from my head. You don't need to believe me. Just believe the people who are talking about the 5G cell phone towers and what's happening, because no longer this thing of stealing thoughts or putting thoughts in your head is a secret. It's a subliminal message, and it's not just from that thing, television. Now comes from these things, cell phones. Radio wave frequency, electromagnetic induction that inducts your electromagnetic waves in your brain and manipulates it to send the message. It's like you grab water and you grab a droplet of mercury or red ink, and then you put your hands into the water when you drop mercury and you write letters on it. That's how electromagnetic induction works with your brain to make you see things and hear things that they are putting in your head. There is no matrix. It's just that electromagnetic induction. And check how many things disperse electromagnetic around me. The television, the internet, the fiber optic cable, the routers, PlayStation, the speakers. the air conditioned, those headlamps there. And if you check, the sky is clear. No star. Because most of the time you can see satellites here. No star. Those headlamps, street headlamps. Look at that's cool. That's cool there. I don't know if you can see it. Let me just increase the size. Can you see that school building? That school building has a lot of Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and etc. thing. Those things transmit a lot of electromagnetic induction. And you should just check out some of the internet of the Wi-Fi cables of my neighbors. Trust me. Or the Wi-Fi antennas, the internet antennas, those things will broadcast electromagnetic induction in your brain. And you might think, what's the power output or input to transmit those output? Well, it's very low. It's like as low as the battery of your cell phone. So they have unlimited power to transmit those frequencies into your head. You think one what is like 133 million or megahertz, million hertz, to 56 megahertz. In fact, check the megahertz and megahertz with a 9-volt battery, you could transmit that power. Now imagine they have all these batteries around them, cell phone batteries, car batteries, and etc. So they will, if you fight them on that level, you already lost. We already lost. We need to do ninjutsu on them. Dodge and attack with a non-conventional weapon. And that's what I've been doing all this time. But my non-conventional weapon are so simple, they cannot adapt. That's why they want to know who I am. And they're now very hard trying to study me. And they're circling me as they are. Look at this. Just look, look, look. I'm going to increase the image. Let's look, let's look. Keep looking, keep looking. Keep looking. Wait up. Oh, you didn't saw it. Wait up. There you go. I think. There you go. Can you see that? Can you see that nigga? Can you see that nigga? Can you see that nigga? It's now 20 o'clock, 20:30. He's late for the game because this game has been going on for 1 or 2 hours. He just come to play soccer now. And can you hear the death threats? If I'm so crazy, why are these niggas death threatening me? And this is the way I beat them. I get them worked out, and it's like natural to me to get them worked out and pissed off. Do you know why? Because their main attack is intimidation. By the way, Hollywood glamorizes them. They are not as powerful as they are. In fact, my viewpoint is they are very dumb. When we get scared, we give them advantages because we normally speak to them things that we shouldn't speak. They are very dumb. They are dumb. They are below us. They're not smart. They don't know. They just know how to use it, but they don't know what they're using. Because they have that thing of need to know only. So they're dumb. They don't know. And the reason why they have need to know only is if all of them knew all that the Illuminati big guys knew, they were going to have internal warfare. Most of them don't know this. You know the laughter that they laugh now? That's when you know you have hit their vaginas with a finger like Donald Trump did to them. It's a fakery. If you are listening to their voices, don't be angry. Be happy. Because I have hit them in the vagina. These ones didn't know this. That's why they responded that way. They didn't know this. Listen. If they knew everything amongst themselves, they were gonna war with each other. Because all of them, you have noticed them, wants to be the big kohunas, the big man, the big leader. All of them, make no mistake of this. So if they knew more than they know, they're supposed to know, they're gonna war with each other. Their main tactic is intimidation. Through intimidation, they will question you, but it will be so subliminal that you won't know. And they're gonna go to some questions where you're gonna be defensive. If you go defensive, then they already own your ass. Don't go defensive. Attack them. They attack you, they attack them. Let your attack be small. It will grow. If you're alive, it will grow. You start to adapt on them. Just don't be afraid of them. Don't let them intimidate you. Police or no police, don't let them intimidate you. At the end, they're only going to have one choice with you, kill you. And if they cannot kill you, whoa, that's when you're going to see the whole game. Because that's what happened to me. Be clever, my niggas. Be clever. Be smart. Be aware. And be educating yourself. Yeah, Jai, tá bala. Yeah, tá bala, Jai. Tá bala, Jai. Yeah. Be clever. And understand them. You do not fight them. Let them fight. Let them fight you. And you see all their tactics when they move. All you need to do is stand still and observe them. Just don't be afraid of them. Observe them, and you will see all their tactics, all their moves. Their main tactic, as I was saying before I was interrupted, rudely interrupted, is intimidation and arrogance. That intimidation comes with arrogance. That arrogance is like a pushover when you know when you play American football or rugby. The first guy that comes in front, because behind him is the guy who has the ball, you know? That's the arrogance. The guy with the ball comes with intimidation. And the purpose is when I score or when they score, is to lower the other people's defenses and mental walls. Because you go like, oh, they scored, we're gonna lose the game. There you go. They're already winning, they're already winning. Even if you lose a battle, don't dismay. Stay cool. Stay cool. These niggas work in stages. And if they hurry up their stages, normally you can dodge that shit. Because you see, they're scared of us because we have beaten them before many times. Ask any analyst who is in our sides. These tactics that they use is the tactics of someone who does not want to fail. It's the tactics of someone who fears their enemy. That's why your psychiatrist, psychologist, military advisor, etc. won't tell you the shit that I'm telling you. And that's why they want to kill me. Because I understand them well, better than their mamas who fucking birthed them, understand them. I understand them very well. Very, very well. Can you hear the death threats? Check. Then they're gonna try and be you, study them, or study you. That's why they are silent now. They tried. They tried. Now they are fucked up. I'm on counterattack. And I've been on counterattack for some time. I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't know I was on counterattack. Now I'm beating them. Now I'm beating them. Now I'm just gonna go and cook for myself and eat a little bit and go to sleep. Because I have to.